Overtrading steals your money as a trader. Let's give you another arm. There you go. In the market. I know because for a long time, overtrading was stealing all of my profits in the market. And it wasn't until I started to correct these three different points that I started dominating overtrading. And I, as a trader, started having a whole lot more happy days instead of sad days. And the first thing was the aspect of desperation. So, what is desperation? In desperation, just like with anything, let's erase this guy right here. But in desperation, just like anything, you cannot be desperate when you are trading in the market. What is desperation? Desperation is the need that you have. It can either be the need that you have for money or the need that you can have for success. It really doesn't matter what that need is because a lot of people, they come from trading in a standpoint that they just absolutely need money because the rent is due, the baby needs new diapers, you need the new car, you need to pay for the car payment, whatever it is. A lot of people come to the market with need and desperation. And for me, when I first started out over a decade ago, this was me. I needed money. I wanted to make money. I wanted to make money fast. So I came to trading. So I came to trading in a desperate situation. Other people come to trading because they need success. Everything they've done in life just hasn't worked, right? They tried to do this business, they tried to do that business, and over a while, all of these failures have mounted up and it left them as a person. Let's do one more face so we can just nail it in. But it left them as a person in the market, feeling as though they can't do it. So their need may not even come from the monetary need that they have to make trading work, but their need that they have is coming from the fact that they need something to be successful in their life. So no matter what, doesn't matter how much money they lose, this person right here, this unhappy guy with the deformed face, he's going to keep doubling down and doubling down and doubling down. Why? Because he is literally in a state of desperation, boom, to make trading work. And when you're in this state of desperate, what do you start doing? You start overtrading. And you don't just start overtrading, but you start overtrading like mad. And it actually starts stealing your profits. And you will quickly realize as a trader that the moment that you stop overtrading is the moment where you can actually start generating long-term success. And instead of being this unhappy guy, we turn into this guy. And I know they're terrible drawings. If you have a 3-year-old, don't send them to me because that's weird, but have them draw me a smiley face so I can just upload it somehow onto this whiteboard. But that's the idea, guys, that we want to go over is we have to stop overtrading. Now, let's define what a definition for overtrading is, just to make sure that we're all in the same spot. Overtrading is simply going to be taking more trades that don't align to rules. Now, this last part is interesting because when I talk to a lot of traders, they have no idea what I mean when I say rules. Every single strategy has rules to it. And the rules can be anything from your entry rules, the time frame that you may look at, the news, uh, the news that you either do or don't trade around, when you get out, so your exit, the pair or the stock or the expiration contract that you trade. All of these things have rules around them, right? And just like you have rules that you like to enter in for each and every single trade that you do, when you deviate from these rules, guess what? You start overtrading. Why? Because you are taking more trades, and these more trades don't align to your strategy. And when you start to have more trades that don't align to your strategy, you start to trade a strategy, not even trade a strategy, but you start to trade outside of your strategy. So you're taking trades that are not even tested, that are not even back tested. You have no idea what you're doing, but guess what? You think you do because you think you're trading your strategy, but in reality, you're actually over trading and you're trading something that's not tested and you have no idea if it's going to be profitable in the long run. And one thing I can guarantee you is that if you are over trading in the market, you won't make money because the deviations that you're making in your strategy, one, they won't be consistent because on this trade, you may get out too early, or on this trade, you may get in too early, or on this trade, you're going to trade outside a session that you should. And there's no consistency to your deviation. It's random, it's over trading, it's impulse. And if you're trading from a state of over trading, that also means that you're emotional. So you don't just have over trading going on, but you're also going to have hesitation going on. You're also going to have over leverage going on. You're also going to be just doing a whole lot of different manifestations of emotions simply because we know overtrading is present. When that's present, a whole lot of other stuff is present. And this is literally why, for so many years, the simple fact of overtrading was stealing my money in the market. So, desperation. And one thing that I love to say in order to really drive this home to traders is let's switch up the colors a bit. I like blue. Let's go with blue. So, imagine that you, as a new trader in the market, right? Not even trader. Let's just say you're in high school, right? Let's draw it here. So this is you in high school, right? As you can tell, you're not the most handsome person in the world, but it's okay. You in high school, let's just say that you saw that amazingly beautiful, you know, other person, right? And you wanted this person so bad that you tried to go up, you tried to spit game. You don't have RD trades game, so you didn't know how to talk to the person, right? That's okay, right? I don't teach that. I teach how to trade, but if you want that, go on YouTube videos. But anyway, you try to speak to this person, but when you do, guess what? You want this person so bad that you come off desperate. And when you come off desperate, something dangerous happens. You don't attract this person, you actually start to repel this person. And there actually becomes more and more and more distance between you two simply because of the fact you're coming to this person from a state of desperation. And this person can smell your desperation, and this person is going to run from you no matter what you do. The market is the same exact way. Because isn't it funny how people that don't need money have the most money? People that don't need credit have the best credit. People don't need to borrow money. They can borrow millions from the bank. Why? Because there's a law in the universe that things are just not attracted to desperation. Whether it's people, whether it's money, whether it's assets, whether it's trading, it doesn't matter. So I had to shift from a state of desperation, from a state of need, to a state of I don't need anything. I don't need any of this. If it works for me, it works. If it doesn't, that's fine. I'll be fine either way. So this is the first shift I had to make. The second, and arguably the most important, is what I love to call the quarterback. And if you don't know what a quarterback is, so let's delete this. We can keep it for now. So let's imagine that in sports per se, right? We have a quarterback in sports. And what a quarterback does in sports, the only job that a quarterback has is to throw the ball. If the quarterback does anything other than throwing the ball, guess what? The quarterback is not doing its job. And it's very simple, the reason why. And the reason why the quarterback does his job is because the quarterback, his only job is to facilitate. Now, what does facilitating mean? Facilitate means I'm directing the ball. I'm showing where things go. There's a stark difference between a quarterback and a point guard. And the reason why most likely your overtrading is stealing money from you like it was doing for me for a long time till I corrected it is that I stopped being, let's write this in red so we can denote how terrible it is. I stopped being the point guard. Now, what in the heck? That's a terrible D, I know. Let's try to redraw it. Bam. So what the heck is a point guard? So we all watch Stephen Curry, Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard, all of these other guys. And what are they? They are exceptional point guards in basketball. And point guards, when the game is down, game is on the line, guess what? Ball is in their hand, and they're going to come down and they're going to shoot some type of three-pointer and win the game. Bottom line, when the game is on the line, they're taking the ball into their hands, the point guard, and they are going to try to win the game. Whether it's a three, whether it's a two and a foul, whether it's a 3-point play, they get fouled and it's a 4-point play, whatever it is, they're going to try to win the game. So they're going to try to score and do whatever they need to do as the point guard in order for the game to win. But here's the dangerous part about that, is that trading, if you've seen our other videos, trading is unlike any other industry. And I didn't understand that until years of trading, because with basketball, you can will points. You can will things to happen, but with trading, the market is random with a few patterns. You cannot demand money from the market. You cannot take money from the market. All you can do is trade what I like to call a system over and over and over again until you have whatever amount of money you desire in the market. So when I stopped being a point guard trying to win the game and I shifted towards the focus of being a quarterback, that's when everything in trading changed. Because a quarterback facilitates. A quarterback has different people on his team. They have wide receivers on the team. They have tight ends on the team. The quarterback is never going to try to take the ball and score it. The quarterback is never going to try to run for 100 yards, but no, he's either going to give it to the running back. He's going to give it to the wide receiver. He's going to give it to the tight end. So in trading, when you become the quarterback, you're no longer trying to overtrade to make money. You're no longer trying to, have a losing day or a losing week or a losing streak or a losing month and put the ball in your hand and try to reverse it somehow, right? Try to make trades so that it's no longer a losing streak anymore, but you're going to try to overtrade so that you can make back the money that you lost as the point guard. In other words, to win the game. But when you become the quarterback, you don't try to win the game. You do try to win the game, but not in your own hands. Instead, the quarterback is going to throw it to the wide receiver and let them do what they do. Because isn't it amazing? I don't know if we have football fans, but isn't it amazing how somebody like, let's just say Tom Brady, right? Can we write Tom? Let's write Tom. Isn't it amazing how somebody like Tom Brady, hopefully we don't get sued for writing this guy's name, but isn't it amazing how somebody like Tom Brady, he throws the ball to one of his wide receivers. And Tom Brady is not saying, hey, run to the left, run to the right, run side to side. He's not doing any of that. Tom Brady is going to let his wide receiver run however he wants to run. He's going to let him do whatever jukes, fake moves, stiff arms, whatever, to the defender in order to score. But Tom, his only job is to put the ball in the wide receiver's hands. And from there, it's the wide receiver's job to win the game. He's going to put the ball in the running back's hand. And from there, it's the running back's job to win the game. In other words, when I stopped being the point guard trying to, make trades to win money and started putting the ball in the hands of my system, that was when I truly just went to the next level in trading. Now, if you're new to this channel or whatever, you're asking yourself, RD, what the heck is a system? And that's very simple. A system is going to be, we have like zero space on this board. Oh, this is a judgment call right here, folks. Okay. Let's erase this. Let's erase some of this and put it here. But the system is so important because a system is going to be the way that you actually execute your, if we can, boom, strategy. Now that makes no sense. What do you mean execute a strategy, right? What does that mean? So when I say executing a strategy, execute is the way in which you either get in the trade or get out the trade. The execution style. How do you execute your trade? How do you get in? Do you just get in when you feel like it? If you do, then I guarantee you know more about overtrading than me, and I'm sure you can write a book on overtrading and every single other manifestation to emotions there are. If you rely on your own emotions, your own senses, your own feelings in order to get into a trade. But when I started coming up with a rule-based execution system, and then using that execution system for my strategy that was already proven with an edge, that's when I became the quarterback. So now, instead of me overtrading, trying to make money, I was just focused on trading my system. Because if I'm able to trade, we got to write system somewhere here. Let's write it right. Let's see. Let's write it down. It's like zero space. Let's write it here. System. Boom. So when I started trading my system, that's when everything went to a different world because I'm Tom Brady now, and I'm putting the ball in the most reliable player's hands, which is the player that statistically proven has the most probable chance to win this game. Or in other words, I'm placing the ball in the hands of my system, which I have tested and has a definable edge in the market. So when I made this switch from point guard to quarterback, my trading went to another level. In other words, I was playing the wrong sport this whole time trading. And if you don't understand system, look, I help traders create their own system because I want every trader to have the same aha moment that I had when I finally understood that it's systems that make money and not strategies. And once I started trading my system and switching from point guard to quarterback, that's when everything changed in trading for me. Look, register for the calls below. They're absolutely free. If you get in, it's a dynamic time. But look, let's go over into the last point for overtrading, why it's stealing your money, and how we can correct this as traders and actually start making money, right? So we know desperation is the worst thing you can do, right? Coming to trading from the need of making money or the need of wanting to be successful is terrible. It's going to cause you to overtrade like crazy in order to be successful or make money. Because at the end of the day, you're not God, so you can't make money. You can only trade your system. Two, you need to switch from point guard to quarterback. Stop trying to force trades to make money. Stop trying to trade trades or hold on to them long or get out short to make money. Instead, be a quarterback and just trade your system, which entails your strategy within it, as reliably as you can, and let the best player do what it does. That's the hot sauce. And everybody here on this channel knows I love food. So when we start talking about hot sauce, that's the good stuff. That's the gravy on the potatoes. But when we get down to step three was huge, is that risk is good. Everybody thinks risk is bad. And if you think risk is bad, traders only think risk is bad if they haven't been able to properly trade and make money with risk. Artie, what the heck do you mean by this? It's very simple, right? Just stick with me for a second. Risk is good because the more risk you have, right? So as the amount of risk that you have in the market goes up, then the amount of profit that you can make. That was terrible spelling. I don't even know if that says profit, but the amount of profit that you can make also goes up. Why? Because more risk, more reward. But also more risk, more potential losses. That's why it's so important that if you're trading with high risk, if you're trading with high leverage, that you're trading with the best player having the ball, which is your system that you've created, not your strategy. Strategies don't make money because strategy involves emotion. As long as you have emotion, you're always going to be giving money to the market. In other words, if you always have emotion, then this emotion, you will always be the point guard and you will always be getting money stolen from you. Not because of anything else, not because the market is so hard, but because of your own emotions. Money is going to continually get stolen from you. So risk is amazing. Risk is good. If you didn't have risk, you wouldn't make money. That's why people love stock options. That's why people love leverage ETFs. That's why people love Forex. Why? Because you can risk way more money than you have. But the danger is if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to lose a lot more money than you have. And this is exactly how I stopped overtrading. Is because I took me out of the equation and I put the system into the equation. So many people are broke trading, not because they're bad traders, but because they're trying to trade a strategy instead of trading a system, which takes emotion out of it, that takes the need to look at charts for hours and hours out of the equation, and letting your system just do what it do, baby. And when your system does what it does, because you know your system works because you tested it, and again, I teach traders one-on-one, but now just more mass, how to test the system to even see if it works. And once it does, then guess what? You have an edge in the market that shows you exactly how to execute your strategy, right? Execute. What does execute mean? Let's define it. Execute is how you flawlessly and consistently place trades based on your strategy. That's all execution means. So if you have times where you hesitate or overtrade or under leverage, over leverage, then you don't have a proper execution method. Why? Because if you have a proper execution method, then you are able to flawlessly and consistently trade your strategy in the open market. That's what we all want to do as traders. But it's when we have those deviations to be able to do that is when you start losing money, when you start not making as much money as you possibly can. That's why you must have a system. And that tied with mastering your emotions, killing your emotions, that creates a system. My system kills emotions. So I can have a bad day, but still have a great day in the market. Why? Because I trade system, not strategy. So making these shifts, these three core shifts for me, it made all the difference. So now I can risk more than the average trader would risk simply because I trade a system in which overtrading is not possible. Hesitating is not possible because emotions are completely taken out of my trading because of this system. So risk is good. Risk makes a lot of money for a lot of traders that know what they're doing. But if you're still in the desperation mindset, boom, if you're still in the point guard mindset, if you're still in the risk is bad mindset, then I'm sorry, but either trading is not for you or you need to make that switch incredibly soon. But these are the three core shifts I made in order to actually start not just making money in the market, but no longer having the money being stolen from me from my own self through self sabotage, over trading, over leverage, and all that other garbage. Get a system, and with that system, execute it over and over and over and over and over again. Because a system, if it's a good system with a proven strategy, like I teach traders how to do, you will have a vending machine where you put $1 in and you get $2 out. Where you put $1 in and you get $10 out. If you had that, then you would be putting as much dollars in as often as you possibly could to keep getting out a return. And that is how a system works, more or less. The more and more and more you execute that system, the more and more you quarterback that system and keep putting the ball in its hands instead of your own, the more and more and more money you make over time. You don't have a profitability issue in the market. You have a system issue in the market. And as soon as we are able to correct that system issue in the market, the money will not be an issue for you in any facet of life. Look, I hope this made sense. I hope you found value. It's RD Trades, baby. I'm out.